solution architect at WSO2. I've been in WSO2 for 4 years nowadays, and I'm dealing with the pre-sales activity and event attendance, this kind of activity. And today I have a goal. Today a goal I would like that as a takeaway you get a high-level understanding of how WSO2, the WSO2 platform can help you to create what we call the digital core, and we will get back today to what we mean for digital core in order to create a better digital experience for your users. So we insist a lot on this word of digital experience or customer experience. Okay, let me take my notes. Because we, as you can see in this slide, we show how we see the market. We see that the economy is moving towards an experience. The experience is becoming the real differentiators in the companies nowadays. So providing a great user experience to the customers should become a real differentiator that make a company stay on the market or not. As a consequence, organizations are embracing digital transformation. They want to build digital experience, and this led to or is driven by also this fragmentation of the application that is going on for many years. Now we are in this is called edge app area with mobile app, IoT apps, but this tendency will continue and will grow in the future. So basically, what the company want to do, they want to quickly deliver digital experience to their customers. That's their mission that they have, and for that they need to create what we call digital context. Digital context are the channels or the application that provide this digital experience, and typically company build digital content. They don't buy or they develop this area. They can be traditional one like web, mobile, Internet of Things, but other areas are considered nowadays are relevant, like artificial intelligence or machine learning, bots, etc. All these channels are needed to provide a good digital experience to the customer. However, what they companies realize that they have something different. They have typically what we call systems of records. What is it, systems of record? The systems of record are database applications where all the relevant assets of a company are stored. For example, in WSO2 we have also our system of record. For example, we have application for managing the customers, or we have application for managing the people. And typically, contrary to the digital context, company buy system of record or subscribe to system of record. They are moving to cloud. This is the trend. However, to build digital context starting from systems of record is not an easy task. And here is where what we call digital core come into the picture. And the digital core, in our vision, is based on APIs, integration, and identities. So these three components help to create. Once you have this in place, digital core in place, now it's easier to create the digital context. So this is the middle layer where we, as a WSO2, are. And what we offer as WSO2 to build this area. This is our product. This is our offering, and in the API manager and integration area we have Choreo and API manager. So Choreo is the SaaS solution. Is what we call integration and as a services, integration platform as a services, or integration API platform as a services. And is a solution to build API and to manage API. And as far as the on-premises solution or open source solution, we have WSO2 API Manager, which include the integration part. This is for the users or the company that prefer to stay on the classical or either on-premises. When we talk about on-premises, we do not talk about really, we mean something more than classical data center deployment. We consider, for us, you can download our product, run and deploy it wherever you want, in your private cloud or in data center. The other area which we cover is the identity and access management. And also for that we have a cloud offering, which is called Asgardio, which is the identity as a services, and the open source or downloadable product, which is WSO2 Identity Server. So as you can see, we have a change in the point of view. We have an offering for a public cloud offering, which is Coreo and Asgardio, and we have a traditional on-premises or private cloud offering, which is based on WSO2 API Manager and WSO2 Identity Server. To complete our offer, we have two verticals. For those of you that are interested or are in this sector, we have the open banking vertical for the financial company, which has been started a few years ago when a financial company had to comply with the PSD2 standard, but now have a broader scope, trying to cover the digitalization project of financial institutes. And then we have, for healthcare company, we have another vertical called WSO2 Open Healthcare, which has the main target of integrate and digitalize the healthcare platform, FHIR, for example. And then there is the services part. And the services part is both from a strategic and tactical, I would say. Strategic, we can help company to build the API strategy, digital strategy. And while the professional services are more tactical, more meant to cover specific project to help you in deploying and developing with our solutions. And last but not least, very important, we have a training program and a certification program that you can embrace for get familiar with our product and start your projects. This is our offer. And an important aspect of our offer is what we call flexibility in the deployment. This is a matter I insisted a lot, and I will return on this part later in this slide. And really, I think it's a differentiator between us and our competitors. So the possibility to have your identity management or API management, where you prefer. If you want to start with an on-premises deployment, you can do it. If you prefer to have then later move or immediately start with a SaaS option, you have a SaaS offering. And for those companies that won't take advantage of the benefit of cloud but do not fully trust a public cloud option, we have a private cloud. The possibility to have a private cloud, to a solution where you manage our WSO2 installation on behalf of you. And to complete the solution, also this is a choice that you can take and change, also thanks to a hybrid option. So you can have part of the component in the public cloud and part of on-premises. For example, API Manager is suitable for this approach because, as you may know, API Manager typically based on control plane and data plane. And you can have a control plane, for example, in the public cloud and a data plane on-premises. Now, let me spend a few words a bit on detail on the two area. One is API, the integration and API area, the first one. And here we cover the integrations and API. So integration is still a valid area where a company invests. We are talking of integration for, personally I start talking integration or delivering integration project in early 2000, even earlier. But it's still a valid area. If I took a presentation I did 20 years ago, the motivation for implementing integration projects are still there and still valid, because many companies are still relying on not automated process to integrate their applications. And as far as APIs is concerned, if you look at this slide, you really realize that APIs are everywhere nowadays. So company can really rely on for each and every area. You can see for banking, payment, communication, or on ready-to-use components, and reuse them and focus the development on their own business. And this is the power of having API landscape. And when we talk at API, it's important to mention that we are not focusing only on the traditional REST asynchronous API, but the market is also moving towards asynchronous API, on event-based, event-driven API. Another trend that we have noticed is that APIs are used either both for internal purposes and external. So internal purposes with the purpose of reusage. They want to reuse the internal asset in a better way. And external, they want to enlarge the scope of their business, to connect the external partner to make business on their behalf. These are the two trends. That is why API are very relevant in the market nowadays. Our on-premises or downloadable solution is what we call API Manager 4.1. We have just released it beginning of this month, and it includes either integration capabilities and API Manager capabilities. So with the integration part, you can create, we can rely on integration engine, on a streaming engine to create classical ESB-like integration or a streaming-based integration. And the suite is completed by, of course, development components and observability components. And once you have your API, it's about to manage. And then where API Manager comes into the picture, and WSO2 API Manager is not a gateway, but is a tool which covers all the user experience connected to the API management. The experience of an API owner can help an API owner to register and manage the life cycle of the API. Or it fits perfectly the consumer user experience. So I'm an application developer. I want to search for internal or external API, connect with the development portal, and register to the API after agreeing on the SLA, and start building my application based on this API. And of course, the data plane part, which is we provide in two flavors. One is the gateway for more traditional monolithic deployment, or on the micro gateway for microservices approach. And with the two components, you can, as you can see here in these slides, you can realize what we call one-stop shop for all services in your organization. And here you can see here, you can notice the similarity with the layered high-level architecture I showed before. So this is nothing like the system of records I spoke about at the beginning of my presentation. And this is the digital core. The digital core, your purpose is to build API to be used by your in your digital context, and you can create synchronous API or asynchronous API with a proper tooling, and expose them with the API Manager to your API developer or app developer. The other challenge that guided us when we decided about our platform is the fact that the cloud is eating the software. At the moment, if we look at this table, we see that around 40% of the applications are running on cloud nowadays. And if you compare that with 10 years ago it was less than 10%. So the growth is really incredible. And in 10 years nowadays, we will have almost, the cloud will have replaced the classical data center deployment. However, this is not without pain. So we know, because we made some survey with customer and IT manager, we know the move to the cloud is somehow difficult. So the costs are high, and the level of failure in the cloud project is also very, very high. Our response to that is what we call Choreo. Choreo is our, as I said before, integration platform as a services, or has the ambition to be something more, to be a digital platform as a services. And with Choreo is the only one platform for API development, deployment, and management on cloud. The full cloud experience of the development, the deployment, and the runtime is full on cloud. It does not, it comes from the experience that we have in the more traditional product, API Manager, Enterprise Integrator, and Identity Server. And there are a few key capabilities that help to our developer to have a better developer experience. So it's based on a language that has been specifically designed for integration, and that is specifically designed for cloud-native application. And this low-code and pro-code option is very beneficial for the developer, because they can start developing new services with the low-code approach and switch to the code when they want to do something specific, something more difficult. And other facilities the developer can count on for reduce the time to development and the quality of the software. This design is a marketplace. You can rely on a shared marketplace to reuse the asset that the colleagues develop. And in my opinion, quite interesting, the fact that it relies on different AI and machine learning capabilities for data mapping, for example, or coding tips, or runtime diagnostic. Okay, this is the API and integration part. The other very important asset that you need to deal with if you want to build your digital core are certainly identities. And here I don't have any observation, but I wanted to quote this sentence for Gartner in November 21, where they stress the fact that this customer expectation for a better user experience is not without consequences. So it's putting a lot of pressure in the IT department that they need to deploy this application with a great user experience without compromising on security and on the process or that they have in place, or the quality of the software that they have in place. So that's the reason why our identity and access management or identity access management proposal, that we call customer identity management proposal, as is labeled like CIM without compromise. We want, as our mission, we want to provide a solution, the identity and access management solution with as a good balance between the user need and the IT, the user expectation and the IT need. For example, the balance between security and convenience. So for that, for example, you need features like risk-based adaptive authentication, multi-factor authentication, federated authentication, or social passwordless. So those are all features that users expect to see, to have, but that if not treated appropriately can put an entire IT system at risk. And there are other challenges that we try to address with our product. For example, to have a solution which is same time complete but easy to deploy, which give best end-to-end developer experience. And also, again, I want to stress this fact once more on the deployment flexibility. So we want our customer that do not have to make a choice or be forced to a choice towards a specific deployment solution. So we are not going to our customer say you have to deploy our solution in SaaS or public cloud. So we provide, as I show you in one of the slides before, quite a lot of flexibility in terms of deployment. And finally, the economics part. Our identity and access management solution, for example, allow you to scale in terms of users without need to scale in terms of money. So it is based on a predictable pricing, which remain low even at high scale. And this is the architecture of our customer identity access manager offering, which is based on two components, as I said before. The downloadable one, which is the identity server for on-premises or private cloud deployment, and Asgardio, which is the identity as a services solution. They are based on the same technology. They are similar. So Asgardio is based on the WSO2 identity server. And the private cloud offering is also based on the WSO2 identity server. So we are putting all our effort in one product that we decline in different way. And hybrid is available or will be available at the end of the years. And what we are trying to provide to our customer is a series of facilities which make the work of our developer or identity expert more easy. For example, we are providing a software development kit, and with software development kit, our developer or identity expert can deal with process like single sign-on, etc., without need of deep competence on the single sign-on protocol, SAML or OpenID Connect, because they can rely on the language they are working with. And the same with, we are going to provide agents for the main containers in the market, for Tomcat, Apache, and Nginx, to have an automated plugin for handling the authentication process. The marketplace for connecting with devices or external identity provider or other services provider, etc. And what we call IDE plugins, which help companies to customize the processes, the identity processes. You can customize your authentication process with writing code and connecting your identity with other part of our suite, for example, the integration part or the choreo part. And as capabilities, WSO2 Identity Server and Asgardio provide all the minimum, let's call them, these are the list of the capabilities that each and every identity provider must have. And we provide all of them, and we think we are very strong in all of them, especially in this area of single sign-on and federation, identity bridging, and strong and adapted authentication. This is our area of excellence, let's call it like this. But on top of that, we have some advantage or some differentiators that our competitors do not necessarily provide. For example, the fact that we can use identity server to provide API security. And this comes from the synergy with the product that we have. As we have an API manager product, we can provide a better API security in our identity and access management tool. Or what we call business system integration. You may need to connect your identity access manager to your application, because when you, for example, a property of a user change, you want to propagate this information to Salesforce, for example. And this is possible with the integration of the products in our area. So you can easily connect identity server with API manager and provide business system integration. Extensibility also is quite a key differentiator, because our product is not, or our approach is not like, this is the product, these are the features. If you're okay, well, if not, we can't do much. So the product is designed to be extensive. It's designed to with frameworks, you can plug in your own customizations very easily. And finally, this is SaaS, we talk a lot on this part. Okay, this is the product part. But why you should rely on us? So there are at least 6 factors based on what you should understand that WSO2 is a good choice for you. The first one, that we are in the market for more than 15 years. We turned 15 years 2 years ago, and we celebrate. And we are backed by financial investment company like Goldman Sachs. We recently got a 90 million funding from them, which gave us the possibility to make, to realize or implement our strategy, our API management and identity strategy. Another differentiator is an open source, which brings definitely different advantages: easy of adoption, the fact that you can rely on a community, the fact that there is no vendor lock-in, and this open source is based also on open standard. Our presence, which is we are based in Santa Clara, California, but we have offices, as you can see, in each and every continent, and we have in Europe one big office in London and another in Germany. And we are growing. We are growing from different point of view. We are growing in terms of revenue. Last year we had 30% growth in ARR and 30% in ARR. We are growing. We are investing in getting new employees, and most of our employees are engineers. So we are a very technical company. And we have finally, the most important part, we are getting more and more customers every year. So at the moment we count more than 700 registered subscribers, to which you have to add the open source users. And our customers are basically the witness of the success of the product, the validity of the product, and are not linked to any specific sector. So we have customers in each and every sector, from financial to technology to government, and as I said before, in more than 90 countries in the world. And another factor that you should consider why you would rely on WSO2 for your project is the Analyst Recognition. So we are considered well reported both from Forrester and Gartner, especially Forrester places us as a leader and assign us a huge market share. And we are here together with really big company like IBM or Google. And this for the API manager part, and the same is happening for identity and access management. We are in the consider in the Forrester analyst report, and also from Coppiger-Cole, which is a dedicated specific analyst for the identity access management area. To summarize, we also try to understand the numeric benefit of implementing WSO2 project, and for that we make a survey with the IT directors, and we understood that companies that rely on WSO2 for their project can implement their project faster, save money, and reuse their existing systems. And of course also quite important the fact that you can preserve your investment because we are an open source company, so your intellectual property is safe. That's it. I didn't want to enter much in the detail of the architecture of the product, but this can be the first step for you, and then if you want to understand better how our product works, you can contact either us directly or SmartWave, and we can work together to understand what is the best solution for you. Okay, thank you for listening to me. It has been a pleasure. I can take some questions if you want.